Just a week ago, I crossed 312K over the last 6 months at only 20 years old while still going to college, and everybody's been asking me, what did I have to do to get there? But more importantly than that is what I actually had to quit. If you want to achieve any type of success in this world, just like my father said, it is not about what you are willing to do, it's about what you are willing to give up. This isn't some guru advice or morning routine talk or anything like that. This is literally just what you need to eliminate from your life if you want to be successful. I also want to mention that all of these things happened after I decided I want to become successful. Don't think that by cutting out all of these things is all of a sudden going to make you a success. What it is you make a decision to become successful, and then you have to go back and by osmosis rework your whole life and cut out the things that don't align with your goals. Number one, can't be a bigger proponent of this, but it is alcohol and going out. Literally, this has nothing to do with what it does to your body or getting drunk or whatever. What it has to do with is that you're not doing anything productive when you're going out and you're gonna ruin the next morning. I just think about the hours that I have over people because I've never done this. Think about this. If you go out, say you pregame at 6, 7 o'clock, you're gonna be out until 1, 2 a.m. just drinking, having a good time. You're not gonna be up the next day until 9, 10 a.m. You're not feeling great. And then you're really not able to do anything productive until like noon. And honestly, I think that that is optimistic. For me, most Friday nights, in bed at 9, 10, chilling, I'm up at 6, and I'm back at working again. If you want to become successful, this is something Alex Hormozi talks about. You can't treat weekends differently. I'm all for taking the Sabbath. I'm all about God, and like on Sundays, you need to be in church, but still, that's still achieving success in your spiritual life. So keep it simple. Don't go out, don't drink, ever. Also, this is a bonus tip. If you're a man and you're looking for a woman, you're not gonna find your wife there. Number 2, I quit TV and video games altogether. Once again, this isn't something that I did as like I'm never gonna watch TV again, I'm never gonna play video games again. No, it was literally just, I was grinding all day and I never had time for it. And for me, being someone that wants to achieve a very high level of success, you can't really waste hours. You can't just sit back and like be like, you know what, this hour, I'm just gonna do nothing. I feel extremely guilty about that. And if I'm gonna do that, I need to be investing my time into either my relationship with God or my relationship with my family. Everything else is secondary. If you're building a business, that's enough. On top of that, going to school, having a relationship, having a family, you gotta cut out TV and video games. It is a zero return on your time every single time. And this wasn't something that I decided, I was like, I'm gonna throw out all my TVs. Like, no, it's literally I shared a room and he had a TV in the living room and I didn't have space for it. I played a little bit of guitar, but there was no space, so no TV, don't play video games. If you're worried about your addiction or whatever, just stop playing video games for 2 weeks. You won't need it anymore. Great, I just bought you back 20 hours a week of time. Number 3 is a 2-parter, porn and weed. The 2 things that are absolutely killing Gen Z men more than anything. For one, this is a God thing. If you believe in God, you believe in Jesus Christ, you are a man of the Lord, you cannot be watching porn. It is just that simple. And on top of that, as a man, it will absolutely kill you. For me, I have always been able to look at myself and just have the utmost confidence. And what will shatter that more than anything is watching porn, because you are watching other men do things with women that you are not a part of. You are the man sitting in the corner and you know that it's wrong, you know that it's guilty, and so you lose confidence in yourself because you know that you can't help yourself, as with any addiction. And with weed, it's as simple as this. It makes you lazy. I don't care. So many people tell me, well, it's better for you than alcohol and it's relaxing, it eases my stress. No, it doesn't. It just feels good. So then you use it as an excuse to do it. It's unacceptable. Don't do it. It will make you lazier. Ask yourself the question, if I want to achieve X goal, does smoking weed bring me closer or further away from that goal? Almost every single time it pulls you away. A side effect of this one too is when you smoke weed, who do you hang out with? Other stoners. So by you hanging out with other stoners all the time, you're going to bring yourself down. And I can't imagine the amount of time wasted. People who smoke weed are slow. I can't do that. If you want to achieve success, you want to make lots of money, you have a great family, pastor people, you got to move fast. 4 was being a part of the large friend group. For me, this is a very natural thing to happen, right? I was a team captain in high school, football player, cheerleader, girlfriend, everything like that. It's natural to be a part of that group. And same thing when I went to college, being on the football team, those things happen. But the thing is, when you're in those friend groups, there's a couple problems. And one is that there's always something going on. And it's fun, but there's always something going on. And it's always gonna pull you away. And think about it, 2 to 3 days a week, you're getting pulled away from your goals to go towards things that don't get you to where you want to be. If you're one of the types of people that just is willing to sacrifice everything out to be successful, make sure to subscribe, because me and you are a lot alike, and I'm sure that we can learn from each other. But additionally with this, usually in those large friend groups, especially I'm talking about men here, is there are people in there that are mediocre. You're almost guaranteed. People who are in like, entrepreneurial spaces where like everybody's a grinder, that's awesome. But the thing is most of the time there's mediocre people in there. And the problem is that you guys will all say that you have goals, because everybody says that they have goals. And then when they don't achieve their goals, they're gonna start doubting you and achieving your goals, because it hurts their ego to accept that you might be better than them. And this hurt me. I noticed this firsthand. When I was in high school and none of my friends were getting D1 offers and I was still working while they had kind of given up, their gut reaction was to say, oh, well, you're not gonna make it either. And a lot of those guys are great guys, but it's just a natural men thing. And on top of that, for me, when I stopped playing Division I football and I started going after content, building my business, things like that, nobody reached out and was like, hey man, that's awesome what you're doing. It was silence. And in a year or two from now, when I have the hundreds of thousands of followers and I have the even bigger 7-8 figure businesses, they'll probably come back and say, hey man, it's so awesome what you built. But along the way, they weren't actually supportive. And no hate to those guys whatsoever. It's just a human nature thing. And I'm sure that I've made those same mistakes too towards people. It's just how men act around other men that they are essentially competing against. And number 5 is being available 24/7. When somebody calls you or emails you, they're sending a signal that you owe them something. They're saying, hey, I need your time and I'm offering nothing in return. And most of the time people calling you, it's not that serious, right? But the problem is when you make yourself available to everybody all the time, you don't get to better yourself, which in turn allows you to not better other people. So for me, what I do in my business is if it is not between 5 and 8 a.m. or after 6 p.m., I don't take the call. And I will text people and have them text me first what the problem is before they call me, but I won't take the call. And what you will notice is that 99% of the time, the problems could have been solved through text and they're not urgent. And because they're not urgent, you're realizing that you're killing your productivity for something that's not there. Just imagine this life, okay? Imagine this life in a bigger picture, not in the middle of it. There's a man that is trying to work for 8 hours straight, okay? And every 15 minutes, he gets a phone call that just takes him 2 minutes to respond to. That seems extremely unproductive. You can look at that on the outwards and be like, every single 15 minutes he gets stopped and has to focus on something else. That's so unproductive. Guess what? That's the life that you live. And on top of that, I want to approach this from a social perspective too. Don't always show up to the hangout when people ask you. One, it's gonna make you want them more. I remember like one time I showed up to a college party and everybody was like, oh wow, you're here. Not because I'm special or anything, but because I never went. You don't wanna be the guy that's always around. But there is a downside to this, and I think a reason why so few people achieve the material success that they say that they want to achieve, and it is that eventually the phone will stop ringing. And it's gonna go in 2 directions, okay? One, there are people who will become more and more and more in demand of your time. And then there will be people who go less and less demand of your time. So from a social perspective, okay, for me, I almost never get asked to go to social events now. And I'm a junior in college who played on the football team. Never get asked to go to social events. You know why? Because people know that I'm not gonna go. And so it's a love-hate relationship, right? Be prepared to be extremely isolated if you want to become successful. Everybody says your network is your net worth and all of that. It's not about what you know, it's about who you know. But the reality is, it is about what you know. Knowing people is great and you need those connections, but guess what? They will come when you are the person in demand. Imagine if you didn't know anybody, okay? You didn't know anybody, and you have $100,000, and you say, I will be giving out $100,000. Let me know who's in. Do you think you'll get a lot of people reaching out to you? There you go. You just made your connections. And so the question is, why is that a thing? And that might seem like a very obvious answer, but the reason why is because you bring value. So when you become valuable, you become in demand, which allows you to naturally reach more people. And because you are limited in supply of how much value you bring or just how much person you are, you can't do everything, right? You will be able to be more selective with the amount of people that come to you. I notice this. For me, people very often wanted to help out. I even feel now people very consistently, especially older people, they look at me and they say, wow, like I want to help this kid out. And you want to put yourself in a position to have other people want to help you. And for me, this is a huge mistake that I made in the beginning. And now listen to this. This is a behavior change that I had that really fixed the way that I view things. So when I was trying to make it in football, okay, the impression that I gave to everybody was this guy's a punk, and nobody wanted to help me. And guess what? That's why none of my coaches called for me. That's why none of my, teammates, friends, families talked on my behalf very well. Everybody kind of said like, yeah, this guy works really hard, but he's a jerk. And so nobody was doing any handouts then. I know this is slightly off topic of becoming less available, but when you make yourself less available to people, when you step back in, you have the opportunity to make yourself that somebody really wants to help. So those are the 5 things that I quit to hit 320K at 20 years old. Once again, play Division I football, do all these types of things. But the key to this is that you can't try to reverse engineer these things. I can't make you want to be successful. The decision has to be made that you want to be successful, and then you can go in and say, well, I'm gonna go in and quit all these things and restructure my life. And also note, naturally these things should happen. If you view that these things are tough sacrifices to make, you really don't want it that bad. For me, giving up a night of drinking alcohol so I can go work is like a no-brainer. It's not even a discussion to me. And for you, if you don't feel that way, you feel like it's really a hard temptation for you to beat, then you really need to rewire and justify in your head why you want to be great. Drop a comment below. Tell me what it is that you quit to become successful, or one of these things that you might disagree with and still might be good for you. I don't know. Follow me in the next video. I'm at Shablowski on all platforms. I'll be posting content like this. If you want to grow your permanent lighting business, reach out. Thanks.